It was a cold morning, and I knew I needed a new jacket for winter. My old jacket was still useful, but it was thin, and the zipper did not always work well. When I wore it outside, I could feel the cold air coming through the fabric. So, after breakfast, I decided to go to a clothing store near my home. I wanted to find something warm, simple, and comfortable. I also wanted a jacket that looked nice, because I would wear it almost every day. Before leaving, I checked the weather and saw that the next week would be even colder. That made me feel sure about my decision. I put on my shoes, took my bag, and left home feeling calm and ready. The store was not far away, and when I arrived, I saw many coats and jackets in the front of the shop. Some were dark blue, some were black, and some had bright colors like red and green. I walked inside slowly and looked around. The store was warm and quiet, and I could hear soft music playing in the background. A kind worker came near me and asked if I needed help. I said I was looking for a winter jacket in the right size and color. She smiled and showed me a few options. One jacket was thick and soft, another had many pockets, and another had a strong zipper. I touched the fabric and tried to imagine wearing it on a cold day. I liked the idea of a jacket that was warm but not too heavy. After a little time, I picked 3 jackets and went to the fitting room to try them on. Inside the fitting room, I looked at myself in the mirror and started to try each jacket one by one. The first one was very warm, but the size was too small, and I could feel it pulling at my shoulders. The second jacket had a nice color, but it felt a little stiff, and I did not feel comfortable when I moved my arms. The zipper also felt hard to close. The third one was better, but the coat was a little too long for me, and the pockets were too small for my phone and keys. I stood there for a moment, feeling a little confused. I wanted to choose quickly, but nothing felt perfect. I opened and closed the zipper on one jacket again, then looked at the mirror and sighed quietly. I began to wonder if I would find the right one at all. I had expected the search to be easy, but now I felt unsure and a little tired. Just then, the worker gently knocked on the fitting room door and asked if I was okay. I told her that I liked parts of each jacket, but none of them felt just right. She understood right away and brought one more jacket in a different color and size. It was a simple coat with soft fabric, a strong zipper, and deep pockets. I put it on, closed the zipper, and looked in the mirror. It fit me well, and it felt warm without being too heavy. I moved my arms, turned a little, and smiled because it felt very comfortable. The size was right, and the color looked good on me too. I knew almost at once that this was the one. I thanked the worker, took off the jacket one last time, and walked with her to the front of the store to pay. I felt relieved and happy, like I had found exactly what I needed. When I left the store, I was wearing my new jacket, and the cold air outside did not bother me anymore. I walked home slowly and enjoyed the feeling of being warm and ready for winter. I liked that the jacket was simple, comfortable, and useful for daily life. The pockets were deep enough for my things, the zipper worked well, and the size was just right. That small shopping trip taught me that it is worth taking time to try different clothes before buying them. Sometimes the first choice is not the best one, and that is okay. It is better to find something that truly feels right. By the time I got home, I was smiling. I had a new jacket, and I felt prepared for the colder days ahead.
Last weekend, I noticed something funny about my child. The shirt he was wearing looked too small, and the pants were a little short. When he lifted his arms, I could see his wrists, and his sneakers looked tight on his feet. I smiled, but I also knew what it meant. My child was growing fast again. It felt like just yesterday those clothes were new. So, I decided it was time to go shopping and find bigger sizes. I wanted him to feel comfortable and happy in his clothes. That afternoon, I told him we would go to the store, and he got excited right away. When we arrived at the store, we walked directly to the kids section. There were many colorful shirts, pants, and sneakers on the shelves. My child looked around with bright eyes and pointed at different things he liked. I picked up a few shirts in different sizes and asked him which color he preferred. He chose a blue shirt and a red one with a simple design. Then we looked at pants, and I tried to find something soft and easy to wear. I also checked the sneakers section because I knew his old ones were too small. We filled our arms with a few options and walked to the fitting room to try everything. Inside the fitting room, things became a little difficult. The first shirt I gave him was too big, and it looked very loose on his body. He laughed and said, "This is too big." Then we tried another one, but this time it was still too small. I felt a little confused about the right size. The same thing happened with the pants. One pair was too long, and another was too tight around his waist. Even the sneakers were not easy to choose. One pair felt too small, and another felt too big when he walked. I looked at him and took a deep breath. Finding the right size was not as easy as I thought. I wanted everything to fit well, but nothing felt perfect yet. I decided to ask for help from a store worker. She came to us with a kind smile and asked about my child's age and size. After looking at him, she quickly brought a few new options. This time, the sizes were much better. The shirt fit nicely, not too tight and not too big. The pants were comfortable, and he could move easily. When he tried on the sneakers, he walked around the fitting room with a big smile and said, "These are good." I felt relieved and happy. We finally found clothes that fit him well and made him feel comfortable. I thanked the worker, and we went to the front of the store to pay. As we left the store, my child was wearing his new sneakers and smiling proudly. I looked at him and felt a warm feeling inside. Watching him grow is something special, even if it means buying new clothes often. That day reminded me that small moments like shopping together can be fun and meaningful. It is not always easy to find the right size, but with a little patience, everything works out. Now, I know I need to check his clothes more often, because he is growing so fast. When we got home, he showed his new shirt and pants to everyone, and I smiled, feeling happy with our day.
Yesterday, I decided to buy a new shirt and a pair of pants because my old clothes did not fit well anymore. I had been looking at them for weeks, and every time I wore them, they felt a little different. The shirt felt shorter than before, and the pants felt tighter around the waist. I did not want to buy something too fast, so I planned to go to a store and try a few sizes first. I wanted clothes that felt comfortable and looked good on me, so I left home with a simple goal: find the right size. The weather was calm, and I felt relaxed as I walked into the store. There were many clothes on the shelves, and I could already see signs for small, medium, large, and extra large. I knew it might take some time, but I was ready. Inside the store, I walked slowly and looked at the different shirts hanging on the wall. Some were bright, some were dark, and some had simple colors. I picked up one shirt in size small because it looked nice and soft. Then I saw another one in medium and one in large, so I took those too. I wanted to compare them and see which one fit best. A worker near the clothes section smiled and told me the fitting room was at the back of the store. I thanked her and carried my clothes there. The fitting room was small but clean, with a mirror, a chair, and a soft light above the door. I felt a little excited because I like trying on new clothes. It is always interesting to see how the same shirt can feel very different in each size. I put the small shirt on the hook and got ready to try the first one. The small shirt looked good when I held it, but when I tried it on, it felt too tight. I could move, but not easily, and the sleeves felt short. I looked at myself in the mirror and shook my head a little. Then I tried the medium shirt. This one was better, but it still felt a little tight near the shoulders. It was close, but not perfect. Next, I put on the large shirt. This one was not tight at all, but it felt loose around my body. I turned in front of the mirror and saw that it hung down too much. It was comfortable, but it did not fit the way I wanted. I stood there for a moment feeling unsure. Small was too tight. Large was too loose. Medium was close, but not quite right. I looked at the pants next and had the same problem. The small size was too tight, the large size was too loose, and the medium size was almost good, but still not perfect. I sighed quietly and wondered if I would ever find the right size. I opened the fitting room door and asked the worker for help. She came over kindly and listened while I explained the problem. She smiled and said that sometimes one size can look different depending on the style of the clothes. Then she brought me another shirt and another pair of pants, an extra large for me to try, just to compare. I put them on one by one. The extra large shirt was too loose, so that was not the answer. But then I tried a different medium shirt, and this one felt much better than the first one. It was soft, easy to wear, and it fit me in a nice way. The pants were also better in medium, with enough room to move but not too much space. I could walk, sit, and turn around without feeling tight. I looked in the mirror again and smiled. At last, I had found the right size. The shirt fit well, the pants fit well, and I felt comfortable. I thanked the worker and brought the clothes to the front of the store to pay. When I left the store, I felt happy and relieved. Shopping had taken longer than I expected, but it was worth it. I learned that finding the right size is not always simple, and that is okay. Sometimes small is too tight, large is too loose, and medium is the one that feels just right. It can take a little time to try on different clothes in the fitting room, but that is the best way to know what really fits. As I walked home with my bag, I felt proud of my choice. My new clothes were not just nice to look at, but also comfortable to wear. That small shopping trip turned into a good lesson for me. Now I know that the best choice is often the one that feels right, not just the one that looks right.
Last week, I received an invitation to a wedding. I felt very happy because it was for a close friend, and I wanted to look good for this special day. The invitation said the event was formal, so I knew I needed nice clothes. I opened my closet and looked at what I already had, but nothing felt right. My old clothes were simple, and this wedding was an elegant event. I wanted to wear something better, something that made me feel confident. So, I decided to go shopping and find the perfect outfit. I planned to look for a suit, a tie, and nice shoes. The next day, I went to a clothing store in the city. As soon as I walked in, I saw many formal clothes. There were suits in dark colors, light colors, and even some with small details. I touched a few jackets and felt the fabric. Some were soft, and some were a little heavy. I found a black suit that looked simple and elegant, so I decided to try it on. The worker showed me the fitting room and gave me a few sizes. Inside the fitting room, I put on the first suit. It looked okay, but it felt a little tight on my shoulders. Then I tried another one, and it felt better. I looked at myself in the mirror and started to imagine the wedding day. I could see myself walking in, greeting people, and smiling. After that, I looked for a tie. There were many colors, but I wanted something classic. I chose a dark blue tie because it matched the suit well. Then I went to the shoes section. I needed something formal but also comfortable. I tried on a pair of black shoes and walked a little to see how they felt. At first, I thought everything was going well, but then I started to feel unsure. The suit was nice, but I was not sure if it was the best choice. The first one was too tight, and the second one felt a little loose. I looked in the mirror again and tried to decide. The tie looked good, but I was not sure if the color was right for a wedding. The shoes were comfortable, but they felt a bit simple. I stood there for a moment, feeling confused. I wanted to look elegant, but I did not know if this outfit was perfect. I started to worry a little because I did not want to make the wrong choice for such a special event. Then a store worker came to help me. She smiled and asked if I needed advice. I explained that I was going to a wedding and wanted to look formal and elegant. She looked at the suit and suggested a different one. This new suit had a better fit, not too tight and not too loose. When I tried it on, I felt a big difference. It fit my body much better, and I felt more confident right away. She also showed me another tie, a simple black one, which looked very elegant with the suit. Finally, she helped me find a pair of shoes that looked more formal but still felt comfortable. I looked at myself in the mirror again, and this time I smiled. Everything looked right. I felt ready for the wedding. When I left the store, I felt excited and proud of my choice. Shopping for a special event can be a little stressful, but it can also be a nice experience. I learned that it is okay to take time and try different options. The right clothes can make you feel confident and happy. Now, I am looking forward to a wedding. I can imagine the music, the people, and the beautiful atmosphere. And this time, I know I will feel comfortable and elegant in my new suit, tie, and shoes. It is a small thing, but it makes the moment even more special.
Every morning, I stand in front of my closet and think about what to wear. I don't like complicated outfits, and I don't need formal clothes for my daily routine. I work in a relaxed place, so I can wear casual clothes every day. For me, the most important thing is to feel comfortable. I like soft fabrics and simple styles that make my day easier. Last week, I decided to organize my clothes and create a few outfits that I could use for work and daily life. I wanted something easy, comfortable, and still nice to wear. I opened my closet and took out my favorite t-shirt. It's simple, with a neutral color, and the fabric is very soft. I touched it and smiled because I already knew it would feel good on my skin. Then I looked for jeans. I have a few pairs, but I chose the one that's not too tight and not too loose. It fits me well, and I can move easily when I wear it. After that, I picked a hoodie for colder days and a sweatshirt for days when I want something light but still warm. I started to try different combinations in front of the mirror. First, I wore the t-shirt with jeans, and it looked simple and clean. Then I added the hoodie, and it felt even more comfortable. I moved my arms, walked around my room, and sat on a chair to see how it felt. Everything was easy and natural. I liked how these everyday clothes worked together. They weren't fancy, but they were perfect for my routine. But then, I started to think about work. Even if my workplace is casual, I still wanted to look neat and presentable. I looked at one outfit and felt it was a little too simple. Another one looked good, but the sweatshirt felt a bit heavy for a warm day. I tried a different t-shirt, but the fabric wasn't as soft, and it felt uncomfortable after a few minutes. I stood in front of the mirror and felt unsure again. I wanted something that looked good and also felt good all day. I didn't want to change clothes in the middle of the day or feel uncomfortable at work. I tried one more combination with jeans and a different t-shirt, but the fit wasn't right. It was either too loose or not comfortable enough. I took a deep breath and sat down for a moment, thinking about what I really needed. Then, I had a simple idea. I went back to my favorite t-shirt, the one with the soft fabric, and paired it with my best jeans. After that, I added a light sweatshirt instead of the heavy one. When I put everything on, I felt the difference immediately. The t-shirt was soft, the jeans fit perfectly, and the sweatshirt was light and comfortable. I looked at myself in the mirror and smiled. I walked around my room again, sat down, and even stretched a little. Everything felt right. This outfit was simple, casual, and perfect for both home and work. I realized that I didn't need many options. I just needed the right pieces that worked well together. I felt relaxed and confident at the same time. The next day, I wore that outfit to work, and it was a great choice. I felt comfortable from morning to evening, and I didn't think about my clothes all day. That made a big difference in my mood. Now, I understand that everyday clothes should be simple and comfortable. It's not about wearing something special, but about feeling good in what you wear. Since that day, I try to choose clothes with soft fabrics and a good fit. A t-shirt, jeans, and a light hoodie or sweatshirt are enough for me. Life is easier when your clothes are comfortable. And now, every morning, I feel more relaxed when I stand in front of my closet.
Last weekend, I decided to go shopping because I needed some new clothes. I did not want to spend too much money, so I hoped to find a good sale. I like shopping, but I always check the price before I buy anything. Sometimes clothes look nice, but they are too expensive for me. That day, I told myself I would only buy something if I found a good discount. I took my bag, put on my shoes, and walked to a clothing store near my house. I felt excited but also careful about my money. When I entered the store, I immediately saw a big sign that said, "Sale." That made me smile. I started to walk around slowly, looking at different clothes. There were many shirts, dresses, and pants on the racks. I touched some fabrics and checked the price tags. Some items had a small discount, but they still felt a little expensive. I wanted something really worth it. Then I moved to another section of the store. There I saw more signs with bigger discounts. I picked up a beautiful dress and looked at the price. At first I thought it was too expensive, but then I saw the new price with the discount. It was much cheaper than before. I felt interested, so I held it in my hands and looked at it more carefully. The color was soft, and the fabric felt nice. Even with the discount, I was not sure if I should buy it. I asked myself, do I really need this dress? I looked at the price again and compared it with other items in the store. Some clothes were cheaper, but they did not look as good. I also found another dress that was very cheap, but the fabric did not feel comfortable. I stood there for a moment, feeling unsure. I wanted a good deal, but I also wanted something nice to wear. I did not want to buy something just because it was cheap. I walked around the store again, thinking about my choice. The first dress stayed in my mind because it looked elegant and felt comfortable. Finally, I decided to try it on. I went to the fitting room and put on the dress. When I looked at myself in the mirror, I smiled. It fit me well and I felt good wearing it. The dress was not only beautiful, but it also felt comfortable. At that moment, I knew it was a good choice. I took the dress to the cashier and waited in line. When it was my turn, the cashier scanned the item and showed me the final price. With the discount, it was much cheaper than I expected. I felt happy and relieved. I paid for it, got my receipt, and the cashier gave me a shopping bag with my new dress inside. As I walked home, I kept looking at the shopping bag and smiling. I felt proud because I found a good sale and made a smart choice. It was not just about buying something cheap, but about finding something that was both beautiful and a good price. That day, I learned that a good discount can make a big difference, but it is also important to choose something you really like. Now, I feel more confident when I go shopping. I know I can find something nice without spending too much money. And sometimes the best feeling is walking out of a store with a great deal and a happy heart.